everyone, welcome to 99.6 The Howl. For the uninitiated, this is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes, and what a thrill of a game. Started out pretty emotional in that Nashville game with Jordan Oesterle getting a puck to the head. He is in the first 17 seconds of the game, and he gets stretchered out, and the Coyotes are down to 5 D-men, reminiscent of last week when Jomerson went down due to a blocked shot, and he missed the rest of the game. There's no update as the time I'm making this video on Jordan Oesterle. Hopefully he's not out too long. Seems to be a head injury, concussion symptoms, so hopefully it's shorter term. Nothing really to heal other than he just needs to be cleared by doctors that he's clear of concussion symptoms. But what a tale of two different games, both victories by the Coyotes against two dominant Central teams in Winnipeg and Nashville. In Winnipeg, the power play came alive and won them the game, a game where they probably shouldn't have won. I honestly feel against Winnipeg, that was one of their poor games, but not as bad compared to like last year or the year before. I mean, it was a poor game by the Coyotes, but they were still okay. They weren't bad at all, but their power play came through. Their first couple power play goals of the season by Nick Schmaltz and Christian Dvorak. Speaking of Dvorak and Schmaltz, they're lighting it up recently. Schmaltz has 7 points in 6 games. Dvorak, and Garland, who, you know, it just so happens they all play on the same line together. They all lead the Coyotes with 3 goals each. And that success on the power play carried over to the game against Nashville, where they scored another 2. They scored 3 power play goals, I'm pretty sure. Kessel with 2, and then Chikrin with another off a great feed by Nick Schmaltz. And yes, Kessel finally scored his first goals as a Coyote. Just quick releases, such a sniper. I mean, such a pure goal scorer that the Coyotes haven't had in like 20 years. So it's great to see Kessel get on the board, and great feeds from Keller too. It's great to see Keller kind of come out and have a successful season so far. He's got 5 assists and no goals, but he makes his money on his assists. So I'm expecting over 50 points, 60 points, no problem for Keller. Him, Kessel, and Stepan have been great this year, and Stepan looks so fast and young. I mean, where did he get these speed boots from? I mean, it must be something he changed in the offseason, because he had 2 breakaways against Nashville last night, and he just looks quick. He's jumping on pucks. He's not really playing that sort of defensive role that he was last season, where the whole Coyotes lineup was injured, and Tocchet relied on him to just shut down top lines. I mean, Tocchet uses the Richardson line for that now and allows Stepan to just freewheel and just skate hard and gain some chemistry with Keller and Kessel. But yeah, I really liked the game against Nashville way more than the Winnipeg game. And against Nashville, you could see they played their game. Against Winnipeg, the Coyotes did not play their game. They played a gritty road game where they just fended off the wave of Jets' offensive chances. That top line of Scheifele, Laine, and Wheeler was just unbelievable. Every time they're on the ice, they were just controlling the offensive zone. And the Coyotes luckily got away with it. Kemper played really good, just like he did against Nashville. But against Nashville, I mean, the Coyotes outshot, outchanced, and just outplayed the Predators, which is hard to do. The Predators were the top goal-scoring team in the league at the point of that game. But Coyotes held them down to 1 goal for most of the game, and then they scored their second goal with about 3 minutes left in the game. But the Coyotes are looking really good. I just want everyone to just take a breather and realize that this is a really good team. We're witnessing a very good hockey team right here. Just in every department, they're just checking off every box. The goaltending, the defense, the neutral zone, the offense, the scoring. The scoring is back. They're scoring in bunches. There's so much depth and players who could score now that on any given night, it's a different player who's going to come through. Yes, Schmaltz and Dvorak are having great games right now. They're so confident. And then Keller and Kessel are going to have great games. And then Grabner, Richardson, and Hinostroza are going to light it up. And then you have Carl Soderberg, you have Hayden, Krause, Fisher, and then you have the defense in Ekman Larson, Goligoski, and Chychrun. So there's just so many guys who can score, and they are scoring. And gotta give it up to Dvorak, my boy. I was hard on him all offseason, but he's proven me wrong. I mean, that goal against Nashville, where he roofed it short side on Saros, was unbelievable. Such a skilled, high offensive IQ shot. I mean, I couldn't believe it when it went in. And his partner, Nick Schmaltz, is playing great, both passing the puck and shooting the puck. Really great to see. Schmaltz is kind of like, since he's been traded to the Coyotes, he's got 22 points in 23 games, I think. He's always produced when he's on the Howling Coyote. And it's great to see a trade where a player excels immediately and consistently. So hopefully Schmaltz keeps it up. Other than that, I'm really loving this team. I'm excited to watch games. I'm not nervous coming into games against anybody. I mean, the Coyotes have faced top opponents this year. Vegas, Boston, Colorado, Nashville, Winnipeg, and Anaheim. I mean, other than Winnipeg, all those teams are in the playoffs and at the top of their divisions. And even Winnipeg's no slouch either. Yes, they're kind of fumbling, but they're still 4 wins and 5 losses. And the Coyotes have to play really hard to earn that victory. But, I mean, once the Coyotes start facing weaker teams, I mean, they're just going to explode on the scoreboard and explode in the standings. And this is like the first season Coyotes have not dug themselves in a hole early in the season. We all remember 2017, 2018, where they went like 0-9-1. And then last season, they started out pretty poor. They had a good end to October. And then November, it crashed, and they had to make that trade with Strome for Schmaltz. And then everyone got injured. And then it took them a while to get it going again in the new year. But this year, like, there's 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 overtime loss. They're in the race for the playoffs. They have a winning record. They just got to keep it going and play the way they're playing. And they know the system works. They've had early success in the season. And they just got to keep executing and keep playing the same way. It's really unbelievable. It is the most skilled team the Coyotes have iced ever. I would say ever. And it's just great to watch these games. And these young players are flourishing and blossoming in front of our eyes. And can't wait to see more hockey. They play Ottawa Saturday. Should be a good game. Hopefully Coyotes come out to play. Don't take the Senators too lightly, despite what they ice. But other than then, they have a Eastern road trip next week. Their first Eastern road trip of the season. They're usually pretty terrible in these Eastern road trips. So we'll see with this new team, with these new players and this new confidence, how they make it out in the East. And if they come out of that Eastern road trip with a lot of points, that's a really good sign for this team. And I think we could actually expect playoffs if they come out of this Eastern trip with confidence and playing the same way they played all these past 6 games. I mean, I don't see what can go wrong. I mean, something probably will go wrong, but I think this road trip will dictate how much this team has grown and how hungry this team is for the postseason. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support.